Start record. Okay. Hey guys, this is Snoopeh's vlog. I've not done one in a long time. I've not even streamed in a long time. I've got the stream running just now and I'm going to do this vlog. I am using an overlay, as you can see. I did it before and that's why the aspect ratio is a little bit squished. You can see in the little TV, I might look a bit squashed. It's just to do with the aspect ratio. Not much you can do about it. I love this new overlay. I think it's really sweet. I'm going to cover a couple of topics that you can see: DreamHack, IPL 5, Catwiths, probably saying that wrong, Cologne, and then Season 3. Start off with DreamHack. We were going to that event with really high hopes, actually. Even though we hadn't been practicing that much, we had quite high hopes. Got to Sweden. Had an extra day in Sweden actually just to go over the jet lag because we were coming straight from America. Got over that, and it wasn't easy. I mean, we thought it'd be a little bit easier than it was, but a couple of the teams there took me by surprise. I thought Curse EU would have got through. They didn't get through, and there was the Copenhagen Wolves were actually a really strong team. I was quite impressed by those guys. I think coming into Season 3, we're gonna have to watch for them. They have a really solid coach behind them. And I think it's quite a good organisation, so I would be very surprised if they don't make it into Season 3 next year. The games against Fnatic, we let ourselves down a bit. Although I'm not even going to say we let ourselves down, we did, but Fnatic are playing exceptional just now. Their whole approach right now is really good. They are very motivated. They're practicing very hard. For example, before DreamHack, they were boot camping for 3 weeks. They wanted to win that event. And it showed through the practice, and that's ultimately, with us traveling so much, I think we took a bit more of a laissez-faire attitude towards it, and consequently we didn't win. Fnatic deserved to win there. And it was actually really good for Fnatic because right after DreamHack they found out they can go to IPL 5, and because they were training so intensely for 3 weeks prior to it, and then getting told they can go to IPL, it was great for them because Alternate couldn't go. So they ended up getting to go to IPL 5 and doing a great showing there as well. The problem, okay, so IPL 5, we had high hopes for that. We had worked on a lot of things, and we actually did relatively good. I wasn't feeling too comfortable going into it because we hadn't practiced as much as I'd like. If you had seen us in the last 4 tournaments, Dallas, Lone Star, and DreamHack, we were trying out things we never tried out before, which was a little bit unconventional of us. Things like the Jarvins, the Lee Sins, the more Amumu jungle we had never played before. Even a Fiddle jungle in there as well. Like champions we just weren't used to playing. We started playing. And it actually worked for the most part, it worked. But I think we just weren't sure of our playstyle, which was a really big problem for us. We were like, every single game we're going into was like we're figuring a new playstyle that we loved, and that's not really the best for a tournament situation. So I honestly think we didn't have the best practice for it. We did pretty well though. We beat CLGNA again. That was great. We went against World Elite and got stomped the first game, like a complete stomp in the first game. But the second game was a very, very good game. That was actually one of my favorite games in League of Legends. Just how intense, and we should have won that game. We actually genuinely should have won that game. I think it was actually down to an item choice. I think Pete maybe should have went to go for Madrid's Bloodtracer against the Rengar, but it was. We also thought we could leave Rengar open. It wouldn't be a problem. It was a problem on that patch. Whatever. We should have won that. But it was like one of the best games of League of Legends I've seen. Like I watched it after, and I thought it was a great game, and it was a great game. Just to be in and be part of. The next game was against TPA, coming in a loser bracket, and we didn't do so great, to be honest. It was 2-1, but even then, I think after that we just kind of ran our course, and we only placed top 6 out of the 16 teams there, which really we should have attained for. I went for more, but a lot of the other teams just came more prepared for IPL 5, and I think that's down to us traveling so much in the last couple of months and not having much time to prepare. Vegas overall was a really good event, with all the teams there and all the people from all over the community there. I loved it, meeting everyone and interacting with everyone. Had a really great time. There's like Vegas. I was also 21, so I had a lot of fun in Vegas as well. Not during the tournament, but after the tournament, I had a lot of fun. And it was great seeing everyone again. Um, Katawas qualifier. So we actually left Vegas early. We got on an early flight, so I was literally staying up. I stayed up drinking. Got to oh, what the hell? My monitor just went off. There we go. So we stayed up right until 5 a.m. when we had to leave the hotel to get our flight back home, because we thought we had to play the Poland qualifier like the next day after our flight. So we ended up not having to that. We automatically got into the cross realm qualifier on the Friday, but we didn't know that in advance. Our approach to Kata's qualifier. Okay, fair enough. We hadn't trained, but I feel like everyone just wasn't comfortable. I don't know if it was just settling in back home, but I feel like no one was comfortable with what they were doing and playing, and the team composition and stuff. I'm not sure if the other guys maybe played too much solo queue on season 3 and were a bit out of the rhythm. I'm not honestly sure. I'm not blaming anyone or anything like that. The whole team just didn't play that great. And consequently, we went against Moscow 5. We went 2-1 or 1-2. We lost 2 games. They won 1 game. So they knocked us out of the upper bracket of the qualifier. Then, because Fnatic missed their flight, they didn't have to play against SK. So SK literally got a free win in this qualifier. They just went. I don't know what teams they played against, but it was really easy teams, and they had like a straight qualifier, like a free qualifier. And it ended up we had to play Moscow 5, and then dropped into the loser bracket and played against Fnatic in a best of 1. And Fnatic rolled us. Well, they didn't roll us, but it was pretty comfortable for them. Which was really sucked for us. We just got a really shitty draw on that. Like, yeah, we should have beat Moscow 5, should have beat Fnatic, but we just got a really unlucky draw on how the tournament seeding placed. And honestly, SK got a free bye out of Poland. There's no question about it. Ask any of the teams. So that sucks. We won't be attending IEM Poland unless some team drops out. IEM Cologne is actually next week, and we will be attending that as a team, collectively. It is the new ESL office, which is pretty sweet. Can't wait to check that out. I think so what happened was Moscow 5, no, TPA couldn't go, and then it was Moscow 5 who were next in line, and now it was between us and SK, and SK didn't want to go, or something like that. Maybe also loves us or something. So SK is not going to it, so it's going to be us going to it. There's some pretty good teams there. I think Fnatic, Absolute Legends, NA, Eclipsia. I'm not sure what the other bracket has, but there's one Korean team as well, I think. So we're not exactly very well practiced for this tournament. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I would expect to place top 2, but at the same time, I'm not holding out. I'm not very confident going into it, just because of how our practice schedule is lately. I'm really gearing towards season 3 next year, and like everything that's coming with that. So our plans for season 3 next year is, over the last 5 months, we have been traveling an insane amount, more than any other team in League of Legends. We've been traveling the most, which is great. We got a lot of exposure all around the world. We learned a lot of different play styles. We had a very good running, actually. Placing, like, we got second in OGN summer, which is actually really good. I mean, we almost beat the Koreans in their own soil, which would have been fantastic if we did. It was very close. We went out to Taiwan, we went out to China. We gained a lot in terms of popularity, and we gained a lot in terms of experience and learning different teams' approaches and different cultures and how they approach the professional gaming thing. We went to America, and obviously America's the weaker scene. We need to chill, though. We really need a chance to just sit down and start practicing and finding out what it is we do. Because what we did when we were in Korea, we learned what we liked, and we learned our champions we were comfortable with. And that was great for the time we were in Korea and the time just right after that. But the game changed a lot after that. And because we were traveling so much, we never got the opportunity to find it out what it is we like. And what was happening is every single tournament we were finding out what we liked. We were picking up new champions at tournaments as opposed to doing this at boot camp and while we're practicing in the gaming house. And that was one of the most unfortunate things for us is we didn't have a time to practice. Going into season 3, we're going to have that time. And that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. I mean, you guys might think, oh my god, you lost you're not going to Poland, like, what the hell's up with that? You guys should easily go to Poland. Like, why did you lose to TP? Or just things like that. I have a lot of expectation and a lot of belief in our potential going into next year when we actually get the environment to, like, fulfill our potential. It's all about practicing, basically. So going into season 3, we're going to get a gaming house. The gaming house is going to be in Cologne, Germany. That is where the European scene is going to take place next year. The European Season 3 circuit is going to take place in Cologne. So we will be doing weekly matches almost in Cologne in a studio. And we're going to wake up every morning. This is what I want. I'm going to try and get the whole team to do this. Whether they go to the gym or not, it's up to them. But what I want is every single morning you wake up, you go to the gym, you feel fresh from going to the gym. You come home, you get breakfast, and then you can stream for a little bit. Then after that, we do team practice. If we can adhere to some sort of strict schedule, and not necessarily like a strict schedule like a military regiment, but just trying to approach life better. I think it's one of the key things that the Koreans do very well is they have a schedule they stick to, and it takes away from all their mid swings and things like that. Let me move this over here. There's no like unpredictability in people's moods. When you have you wake up in the morning, you do your thing, you get your streaming time in. I just feel like it's gonna be a lot more beneficial for the team overall. Because when we were in Korea, it was actually really good. Like me and Pete were waking up, going to the gym every morning. The rest of the team was waking up, and we started scrimming at a certain time. We had scrims scheduled. Everything was great in Korea. We went to America, and everything was much more sporadic. It was like, oh, can we scrim now? Oh, there's no teams to scrim. Let's just play solo queue. Let's just do rank 5s. It was very laissez-faire, and we didn't have the kind of schedule enforced that I would love to have had. So going into season 3, it's all about a schedule, all about sticking to that schedule, and hopefully, like, things like eating healthy and going to the gym are actually things you might think doesn't matter to a gamer, but it actually does. Not only in terms of like your whole celebrity status thing, but also in your mental approach to playing. You'll see the Asians do it all the time. So that's I think the biggest thing I want to say in this video log is going into next year, you'll see a lot more from us. This year you've seen a lot from us this year, and it was a great year, but we had to spend a lot of time traveling and a lot less time focusing on building our team comps, our strategies, and generally just practicing what champions we like. And I think that's one thing you're going to see is a big difference going into season 3. Come after the holidays, after this break that we're going to have just now in the off season, coming into the middle of January, going into the middle of February, that's when you're going to see us buckling down and learning a lot of new champions, just like we did in Korea. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. The season 3 will start probably the middle of February. So you might see a couple more teams moving to Cologne, Germany. Riot's working hard on all the season 3 plans right now. We only have a little like speculation. Nothing's completely finalized yet. They're working their asses off trying to like finalize things, and you will see an announcement. Don't worry, they're not like keeping anyone in the dark. They're just working really hard until they can get it finalized. They're not gonna give out too much. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up now because I think it's been going for a while. I am gonna do some videos on what I think of the season 3 changes, and then maybe another video on reflecting on the past year, which has been absolutely crazy and fantastic. Thanks for watching Snoopeh's vlog. Next one will probably be after Christmas, something like that. So peace, guys.